that was made by like a 4th grader, you know what I mean? And you're like, oh god, that's so good.
No, so
Probably, dude.
my
It's probably
first
fucking
one.
so
Balls
ornate and
escaping.
shit.
No, I mean like it's not perfect, but the first bowl I made was like great, and then I accidentally slammed on the wheel and it got fucking wonky, which was super disappointing.
So, like, what made you want to take this pottery class? Like, for the walls, dude? Like, for the vibes?
My sister has a colleague who started taking classes here, and they had like a really good time. And my sister and I were trying to find a class that we could take together during the week. So we're like, "Fuck it, let's try pottery." And neither one of us has any experience with it. And honestly, it's been like a really great stress relief thing for me, versus like Cantonese where I'm like pulling my hair out after class.
Dude, you take more classes than I think I've known anyone like postgraduate. Like, dog, when I graduated, like, that's it, man. Like, I'm not taking any more classes.
I mean, I've taken some Udemy classes on coding.
Like, all right,
Yeah.
dude, not like mandatory stuff, dude. Like stuff I would have taken. I wish I could have taken in college that was actually fun. You know.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like exercising a part of my brain that like I typically don't, and like I'm in front of a computer screen for so much of my life.
Side?
Yeah, so it's like let me, exercise that more creative side, like actually do something with my hands, like create something.
Easy there, Van Gogh. Easy.
Yeah. But like the dude's like, you have very tense hands, and I was like, yeah, wait till I tell you what I do for a living and do for fun.
Wait till I tell you what I play as in DnD, dog. Bop.
But yeah, there's another bowl, but my sister didn't take a picture of
So like,
that one.
how do you find these classes, dude? Is like, are there? I don't know. Is there like other assorted, like in that place there? Like, could you also do like just painting or hell, I don't know, glass blowing or something like that, or is it just like pottery?
It's just pottery. I don't really know how my sister's colleague found the place. But like, I don't know, it's like pretty sick for them because they just like bought the studio and they this year just officially quit their full-time jobs to do this full-time.
Making pot, dude. Hell yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Throwing
The
clay,
American
making
dream.
pot. But like in the studio, it's kind of a multi-purpose space, as is like most things in New York. So there's like a pottery studio, like across from where I throw clay, there's a lawyer's office for whatever reason. But I haven't seen like the other side of the building because I usually just like go in and start throwing clay. Everyone's fucking jacked though.
What, making pottery, dude?
Yeah, like you do it for like my teacher is like he's like a pretty big guy, but his arms are fucking ripped.
Big strength to deal with clay, dude.
I'm saying.
Can't wait to hear when Onion's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to my medieval jousting class tonight."
Hey guys, I actually work at medieval times now.
It's practicing for the Renaissance Fair.
No, I've been
Which
saying.
I'm pissed, dude. I wanted to go to the Renaissance Fair so bad this year, but I couldn't like find a good time to go, dude. I love Renaissance fairs.
I've actually never been to one.
I don't understand.
have
Like they're like medieval fairs, dude, but they're like Renaissance. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Like
They tend to blur the lines a little bit.
Yeah.
Seriously, they play a little fast and loose with the historical accuracy.
Like, I've always thought that it's something I would enjoy, and maybe
Dude,
I
that
could
seems
take
like
my
right
kids
up your
to.
alley, actually.
But my wife is always like, yeah, every time I went there, everybody was always just high. So,
That sounds awesome.
well, not for my kids. I don't know. It's just one of those.
True.
One of those things you have to be a little bit more conscious of with the little tykes.
Aaron Knight would never know.
Aaron Knight takes the baby to a medieval fair.
Who we get? Aaron Knight hasn't seen the light of day in about 2 years.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm translucent.
You gotta go to the midnight market.
I've been here for a while. Not that long. Like, I guess, 4 minutes. But I'm here.
Who's counting?
Good morning.
How was the day of capitalism over there?
Dude, so we have extended hours today. It started today. We didn't have a single damn customer from I would say about 7:25 to about 9 o'clock.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. That's probably not like prime time. I would want to go shopping either. Like, God, I need to go to fucking Aeropostale right now.
Dude, let's be honest. I wouldn't go shopping in the first place.
I think we would
Unless
have to
it's
pay
like-
you money to go there.
Yeah,
actually.
dude. You want to fill that store, you can pay me. Otherwise, I'm shopping on Amazon. Sorry.
Can you
man.
imagine Zuni wearing a pair of like $200 like American Eagle pants, dude? That just imagine what that would look like on, and like $300 flannel shirt, dude.
I'll
Ripped
pass.
jeans.
No,
Steal
ripped
his
jeans
look.
are the thing. I'll go on a little rant here. Ripped jeans are the thing that like drives me the most nuts about modern
Insane.
fashion.
Pay extra to like. Man,
It's
if
like-
you just ran outside and slid around, dude, you'd be.
Yeah, not
yourself
even
$100.
just that. It's like the function of the jeans is now lost. Am I gonna take my ripped jeans out in the woods? No, ticks are gonna get in there. I'm gonna end up with ticks all over my
This
nuts.
guy's
No,
thinking
There,
about
there
ticks,
is
dude.
a $200, $300 pair of jeans that I could see Zuni in, but you're not finding them at American Eagle. I'll say that much.
I'm gonna say you're not gonna find $200, $300 pair of jeans at American Eagle.
Yeah,
Probably
also true.
$60 at most.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
man.
do buy what I would consider expensive jeans, but they're from
Duluth?
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Raw
Built to
denim,
last.
raw denim is like the classic stuff that I could see Zuni having, but that is like way past the point. Like it's so far into like a niche thing where it's like, no, I don't think most people would spend that much money on jeans. But if he was gonna spend that much, it would be the cowboy jeans.
Or
Yeah, I
cowboy
don't know.
cowboy jeans aren't like boot cut, are they?
No, I mean when raw denim is just like
Oh.
completely it's really really rigid and pretty
Made for wrangling cattle.
yeah, I mean sort of it's sturdy as fuck.
Robust.
Think,
Yeah,
think
super
about it
very
like
heavy jeans.
yeah, like a Carhartt coat type deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
yeah,
God,
you feel, and
dude.
it's nice, but it's cool, but
Real
like I said,
fucking
but
denim
actually-
day and shit.
Yeah, for real. It's
I
fun.
don't have any raw denim. I have some, tougher jeans, and then I have jeans that like are
Formal
more
jeans.
comfortable for wearing around the city.
Your wedding jeans.
Yeah.
Right. Jeans that are more comfortable for when I'm like out and about or whatever.
Yeah.
When I'm
Problem
not
with raw
expecting
denim
to end
is
up in the woods.
you stain everything you sit on blue for a while.
Oh my god. I had no idea, man. I only have Lucky's jeans, and those are like $100, but I've also had them for like 5 years. So
Yeah, that's my thing too. Like I buy a pair of jeans and it'll go until
well, they don't go.
they don't go anymore. Until there's holes in the
Let me
crotch.
see how. Well, yeah, exactly. That's the same. Let me see when I got these other jeans. But anyway, I mean, jean chat.
Jean chat.
All right. So does anybody remember what we were doing in D&D?
I think
Floon.
we had just finished buying the inn.
Did you say Clue?
Floon.
Oh, Floon. I thought you said it's a game of Clue. Like,
Also that too.
kind of is a mystery, right? No one's murdered yet. Well, some people were.
Oh, my last note to myself is yellow sewer. I don't know what that means.
Yes. Yeah. So, let me just super quickly recap. You guys went to the Slayer's Take and got your contract for a Hydra, I believe it was.
Yep.
And you were like, all right, we'll take care of that when we feel like it. And decided to go off towards the Docks District to look for Floon. You asked around, visited old Zoblob's shop, the guy who loved everything that's purple. I think you maybe even bought a couple trinkets. Eventually, you made your way to the tavern where he was last seen, and interrogated / intimidated the patrons there into giving some information about what they saw that night, which led you over to a warehouse, which you believe, from what you could gather, was a clasp. Warehouse or hideout type situation. When you arrived, there was a bunch of dead people, which you believe were clasp members and myriad members alike, based on the tattoos and or the red cloaks from the myriad. And then you were ambushed by a group of Kenku that had apparently been involved in the fight and had been on the winning side of it. Eventually, you were able to defeat them and found Floon hiding in. Not Floon, sorry. Found Grin Taldore, who's the son of the last sovereign, hiding in a back closet. Grin believed that it was a case of mistaken identity. His friend Floon was kidnapped, and they thought that Floon was Grin. So when the Myriad came in to kill off the class members and take Grin, they actually took Floon by mistake, is his belief. So he's feeling guilty, asked you to really help out. He said that that you could find them in the sewers or something to that. I forget how you got the hint, but yes, you're correct that there was hints leading you towards the sewers, and that there were yellow markings that would lead the way that you needed to follow. Oh, one of the
Kenku's
Kenkus.
mimicking, yeah.
Yeah, the mimicry from the Kenkus. That's right. And so you guys had made your way to a sewer, found a mark, and were just getting ready to head down in to investigate. Does that sound about right?
That is right.
Yep.
All right.
I thought we were buying the inn at this point. Maybe I'm wrong.
You're gonna buy an inn? You have gold.
No,
you can
we were
abandon the
gifted
side
it.
quest. You can abandon the side
Zodic's
quest.
college fund.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Nope.
Who's
We're gonna
Zodic?
invest it into crypto, the equivalent of Taldori crypto.
I keep hearing that name.
I wouldn't put it in. I wouldn't put it in tech right now if it were me.
This Apple thing's gonna be huge. In like
Are there any NFTs in this game?
Oh my god.
All right, so you guys, all during that, Zodic was not with you guys. He had decided to stay back and do some research, if I recall correctly, on Hydras at the Slayer's Take and ask around on Hydras, which we will figure out what he learned during that at a later time. But as you guys are there, Zodic meets up with you guys, and you guys are kind of just getting ready to crest and head into the sewers. It is nightfall. In the city of Amman, the streets are pretty quiet, but you can hear the dock ward, the waves lapping up against. There's a few birds and things like that that are still going on in the dock ward from where you are, but you are getting ready to submerge underground. Anything you want to do before you guys do?
I don't think so. I mean,
I'm looking for the sheet that's like downtime things and say I want to do shenanigans before I enter the sewer.
Seeding rumors.
Seeding rumors about the Kenku across the port of Eamon.
Okay, so Zuni, correct me if I'm wrong, but last time we saw the Clasp and the Myriad were fighting each other, kind of. That's what we saw.
Yeah. So you did see a scene as you were heading through the docks district where there was a recent homicide that was roped off by the Arms of Amon, the local city guard. And it does appear that there is some type of escalating violence between these two factions that is happening in the city. Yep.
And we have the red cloaks and pins still from back in the Emerald Outpost. Do we want to put those on, guys, and maybe try and blend in it all?
I think it's a pretty good start.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about?
The Kenku were myriad, right? Zuni?
They were. Yep.
Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
But we think that the red cloaks, that's the Myriad, right? We think that they have the person we're looking for, so maybe we can bluff our way through.
Yeah, like we came across some dead birds and some dead Clasp and Myriad, and we got pointed towards the sewer. And since we have some cloaks that could disguise us as, I think it's the Myriad, we might want to see if we can avoid a conflict for at least 2 seconds.
I'm down. But I'll
Might
bring
bias
my
like that.
axe, just in case.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So do you guys have enough?
I have one. I don't know what
I do not have one. I got a paper bird.
A couple of your people have joined after that.
We
remember?
did kill a couple
Mhm.
Kenku with him, though, right? Just in the. Like, oh wait, is that a crime scene currently? Shit.
Yeah, we
it
got
is.
kicked out.
That's right. Hang on, sorry, we forgot.
anyone
our-
else want
our
to roll any
clothes
more
here.
insight checks?
roll an insight check on Aaron to see if he's being forthright.
See if he actually only has one. Yep, he seems to be completely forthright here.
Well, I'm gonna put my red cloak on, and then I think at least a few of us have them still. So maybe we could put us four in front. We could say that those two are prisoners, worst case.
Yeah, you just captured people or people who want to.
Or you lost your cloaks in a fight against the clasp, you know.
I just want to murder people, man. Take me to the people that murder people.
Oh my goodness.
We are the people that murder people.
No, that's the story.
She's got a good
all
point.
right?
Got a good point.
You guys are the myriads, and I want to join your cause because all I want to do is murder people, and I think that's a good enough, you know.
Yeah. Zodic and Onion are the new recruits that we.
Yeah.
So the rest of you four are putting on cloaks and then trying to pose as Zodic and Onion are new recruits. Then
Yeah, it's like
You know
the
what?
inverse of
Let's
what
do
we're
it.
doing with the slaves.
I like
of
it.
Fate,
I
where
like this.
they're technically the chaperones, and we're along for the ride. It's the inverse of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good start. I think it's the best chance that we got.
Doesn't fit me very well.
all right. So you guys make your way into the sewer. It is, the sounds of the world above kind of fade away, and you're left in darkness. I think everybody has dark vision by this point, so you guys can see in front of you in shades of gray. But dark vision it's interesting. Like you can make out shapes and you can see kind of, but it's not clear images.
Oh yeah, I got the goggles of night. Whatever.
Yeah. So you guys make your way down, and then you immediately see the symbol that points you in the direction that you're wanting to head in. It's the easterly direction, best you can tell at this point. The symbol that you're looking at is it's a pentagon with like a little small circle and then there's 10 equidistant spokes around it, kind of almost like a ninja star looking thing.
Oh man, these guys are freaking hailing Satan over here.
Pentagon, not Graham.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The U.S. government's here.
Yeah.
God damn it!
No.
There must be a bill in this sewer.
You're on your way to NSA headquarters.
The most dastardly villain of all, dude. Zuni pulled out the big guns for this arc.
U.S. Army, dude.
So eventually you guys, follow putrid streams that flow through the sewer tunnels, which kind of lead in two directions. The one direction where you see the tiny symbol drawn on the wall with like a yellow chalk is what it looks like. You head in that direction. After, an hour or so of traveling through the tunnels, following these signs, you come upon a three-way intersection that, one leads up to the north and another one continues easterly, but you're able to, without much trouble, given that you all have dark vision and Dadgoth has pretty strong tracking skills, you're able to find the chalk symbol. There is a circular metal cover overhead if you wanted to climb out at this point, or you can continue following these symbols if you would like.
Zuni giving us an out?
Zuni's ready to wrap the session up. Here's your save spot.
Guys, let's split.
Let's do it.
I'll go with Zodic.
So Zuni, you said one tunnel goes to the north, one goes to the east, and one is where we came from.
Mm-hmm.
And above us is a little, maybe another manhole.
Yeah,
cover
think
or
about it
something
like a
along those
manhole
lines?
cover. Yeah.
Okay. And it's at that same intersection, which is good to know. And the symbol is which way?
It's towards the east.
Towards the east. I imagine we keep following the symbol, right? That's what the.
Okay, I'm really sorry. I can't remember. I just literally had a brain fart. What are we doing in the sewers again?
This guy.
We are pursuing Floon, who was kidnapped.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Yep, east. Let's go. Onward and upward. Yeah.
All right, so after another, call it 30 minutes or so, at this point it's hard to tell time down here, but you feel like you've been walking for a good amount of time. You eventually make your way to the main sewer that kind of expands into this circular hub, which you can, Nide being in front, can almost make out very little slits that are carved into one of the outer walls of the circle that look like arrow slits that are kind of directly across from each other. There's two passages that continue, one to the north and one to the south. And as you get a little bit closer, I'll go ahead and move you, Nide. You can see that there is a stone door to the south that's kind of set back in a wall against a stone ledge to the west.
Hey,
You
Doza, come check out this door, dude.
Okie dokie.
You said that there's slits. Is it in the wall? Is it like a small section of the wall, or like a large portion of it? Mr. Zuni?
Sorry. Yeah, there's like a large stone pillar in the middle of this circular room up in front of you,
Okay.
and Nide can make out what looks like arrow slits in the outer walls of it.
Got it. Okay, so I think I see that. Yeah, I see the little circular thing going around. So you saying there's a door up here, Mr. Nide?
Yeah.
I think we should probably check for traps real quick before we do anything with it.
Yeah, no, that'd be good.
You guys being stealthy, or what are you guys doing here?
Never be
Yep.
stealthy, dude. Is there
Who can be stealthy? Cause I'm down for staying still. While y'all.
is there a level like not quite stealthy but not quite normal? Is there like a mode in between, or is it just all or nothing?
I mean, nah, it's either you're trying to
Okay.
hide actively or not.
Okay. I don't know if again that was kind of super meta, sweaty.
Am I supposed to be able to see something or just all black?
He's blind.
Do you have dark?
I do. Am work.
Zug.
What is it?
Zug,
60
zug.
feet?
I believe so.
Can
Yeah,
everyone
I-
60 feet of dim light.
I'm also looking at a black box right now.
That sucks. I could see everyone and their mother.
Ah,
I can see.
I can see.
All right, 60, 30, 10 color gray. Sorry. There you go. Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
All right. So Dagoth, you were wanting to check for traps. Are you
Yep.
being stealthy, or are you just
I
kind
am
of
being stealthy.
give me a stealth check and then give me an investigation check? All right.
Ooh.
We'll keep that in mind.
Oh! He
You,
found everything.
Yeah, you take a moment. You kind of sneak past Nide here, so I'll
Wasting all the good rolls and
Sweep it.
stuff that doesn't
Sweep it.
matter.
kind of swap your positions there. You step up in front of him and kind of run your finger through the grimy, dirty water, checking for tripwires, and then up along the walls. Using your keen elven eyes, looking for anything that might be a trap. You're fairly confident that there's no traps.
Hmm.
Can I
One
insight
thing-
check Zuni?
One thing
Dad
you
got lying
do,
to us.
one thing you do catch, just your ears perk up in the silence here through the trickling water, which turned off. One moment. There we go. Is you can hear almost like a faint sound of snoring coming from this general direction.
I sense a faint snoring coming from that general direction.
Well, better draw an arrow. Could be a goblin. I'm a child variety.
What if it's Steve, though?
Died as he lived.
Given a tour.
All right, and you said there's a door just to the south here, Zuni?
Yeah, you can make out what appears to be a. So you see that little stone landing there. You can make a stone door just off that.
All right, gang. Well, I don't see any traps, so let's figure out. We've got a sound. Feels like somebody up to the northwest, I believe. Assuming that we're still facing that way. Anyway, and and a door somewhere over here. Is that what it is, Zuni? That right here I see a little. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
And a door to the southwest.
Well, should we try and flank this snoring?
Valak wanted to kill things.
That's true. Well.
Send him in.
Anybody want to go check out the snoring then?
Valak, let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's do
Let's
it.
just fucking go.
All right, I'm sauntering.
I'm gonna try and stealth check.
Out us like.
Ooh.
If you're being stealthy, go ahead.
I guess I'll stealth too.
Well, jigs up, gang. Okay.
I'm just not even gonna roll stealth.
Aaron and I trip over each other and bonk heads.
Got knocked.
I got knocked out.
All right, so you guys are pushing into the circle rooms, trying to head down to the stone door. Is that what you guys were up to?
No, heading up towards the snoring to the north.
Okay. So as you guys push into the room, I'm gonna move you guys kind of all into this circular area based on your marching order. Something like that. You hear as you get there, you watch as Aaronite like stubs his toe and lets out a little cry, and there is a commotion coming through that little slit that you had identified as a like an arrow slit, and then also one from down, to the, what is that, southeast. There's another arrow slit that's right behind you, Valak and Nide. So there is going to be a barrage of arrows that comes through at you guys.
No, please.
Let's go on, Aaronite.
As you can now see, Dagoth, as you peer in, there's what appears to be almost like a humanoid shape, or maybe two, in there that have been alerted to your presence.
Inside that little pillar in the center of the room?
No. Right here. And
Oh,
right here.
got it. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Core concept then. What is this in the center? Just like a regular old column or something?
Yeah, it's just a column.
Okay, that's my blunder. Okay, I misunderstood. Like, yeah, core concept. Anyway, very good. Are we in combat for this one, or is that?
All right,
Hopefully
so
it's not a trap, because I thought you didn't find any traps.
Yeah, that's what I wanted you to think, Doza. You didn't insight check me.
25 to hit you, Dagoth.
That hits.
5 points of piercing damage, as there's a dagger that flies through the little crease and sticks into your shoulder, and then Nide.
Sorry, how much damage did you say?
5 points of piercing.
5 points.
How much?
Oh, plus, sorry.
16 of poison.
15 of sneak attack. And 15 against you, Nide.
I blocked that shit.
All right, so now we're in initiative. There's your turn order. So go ahead and click on your tokens and roll initiative.
Yeah, let me redo my character sheet just in case.
Well,
And it's My character sheet is loading, apparently. Let me try it again. Yeah, it's just got a
Fucking
white
onion with that
screen.
fucking haste, man.
Let me
That 4-point
reload.
modifier.
Alright.
Now we're still like wearing red cloaks and shit, right? And we don't know what's attacking us.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Finally. Ugh.
That is correct, is it? Yep.
So maybe they don't know who they're attacking, and we can talk our way out of this.
Wow, those initiative rolls, though. They're great.
That's the rope.
I love this song.
All right. You guys hear commotion from the rooms where daggers just flew at you, and it is your turn to act first. From the looks of it, Dagoth, you are going to be up.
So I can see a little ways behind it. Does it look like a tight little space behind the wall?
As you kind of peer in, you may need to take a half step forward to kind of look through the slit there, which is it's been manually carved, you can tell, but it does open up into a room behind it, and it's being used as almost like a guard post of some kind that you can see as you peer in. So I'm gonna kind of move you right to there.
Yeah, that's perfect. I was going to anyway.
Yeah, as you peer in, you can see that there is 2 humanoid figures which have turned and are heading away from the slit.
Well, murder holes work both ways, so I'm gonna whichever one I see is furthest along. I'm going to take a shot at him.
All right.
Actually, I'm gonna cast my one of my favorite foes first, and then I'm gonna.
All right. Go ahead. What's that? 15. 15 barely hits.
And I'm gonna try and use my gathered swarm to push him. And so I think that's a strength save. Let me double check. Yeah, strength save 15. I'm sorry, against my spell save DC. 15 feet is the number I saw. My spell save DC, so I have to find that.
Should be
It's
top right of
14.
your spell
Yeah,
page.
it's 14.
They rolled a 14, so meets it beats.
Whack.
They are not pushed. You do need
My
damage,
favorite
though, from
foe.
favorite foe.
Yeah.
Got it. You're able to kind of just barely navigate through and sink an arrow into one of their shoulders as they're running away. She turns back at you. You can see now it's a female of particularly small stature. It's hard to make out race with the dim light and the narrow view hole, but she has kind of spotted you and turns and kind of continues moving. Valak, what do you have to?
Oh wait, I have a second longbow to roll.
Oh yeah.
Against the same.
Alrighty.
So we have like,
So they're under cover. So that's going to be a 12, which misses, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
3/4 cover. Any movement or anything else you want to do there, Dagoth?
Yeah, I'm gonna, for better or for worse, tuck up here. And I guess, well, yeah, they ran off, so I'm gonna tuck up there, and I'm gonna watch this way to the north, and just wait for anything to come down that way.
Okay, yeah, as you peer down the tunnel, it's just blackness. You don't see any doors or anything like that that jumps out at you. Just a stream of muck.
And I alert the gang. Oh wait, would that be an action, or how does it to just like say something to everybody? How does
No,
that...
it's just
Cool.
free.
Then I alert the gang that the two that I saw are running off and are probably gonna alert more guards or whatever.
All right.
Valak, you're up.
If I look around, is there anywhere that I could set a standing torch, like any kind of place that I could like put a torch into a socket or something?
Always torches with this guy.
No, you don't see anything like a sconce on the wall or anything along those lines. You could set one on the kind of dry alcove right here, and it wouldn't go out from the stream of water.
Okay.
But there's nothing that looks like it's where a torch goes, if that makes sense.
Okay, gotcha. But like, if I light a torch and I, place it like right there, it's not gonna like fall over and go out.
Correct. Yep.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Alrighty.
Flashlight for Dadgar.
Dude, I just want to be able to see. And then with that, I'm gonna move right here.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna wait.
As you kind of peer down to the southern end, it again is just a kind of main tunnel that ventures off down. You can see a very... I think you can see this, yeah. You can see, just barely make out a pipe that is emptying into the sewer here, and then a very small, maybe a tunnel or something right here.
Okay.
Down to the south. Alright, Aeronite, you're up.
Dadgath, where did you say you saw those?
Up the... Let me get my thing. Up this way. They ran down a hallway, I assume roughly this way or somewhere, Zuni. I didn't actually see which way they went, but down that way, through those holes there in cover
You
now.
can just kind of tell that they were running away.
I can't see anything on my screen, Zuni, so does that affect...
No, it doesn't.
Can I cast, Let's do a hold person on...
Okay.
I
There's
wanna do a
two
li-
of them in there. Both of them kind of have their backs turned to you.
Yeah, I
One
want
of
to do
them
a
has
little...
an arrow sticking out of their shoulder.
Yeah, I want to do a rank 3 so I can grab both.
Okay. What is the what's the spell check? What's your spell save DC? Okay. So the one that does not have the arrow in them appears to kind of shrug off the effects and continues going. From where you're sitting, you can tell that she's getting ready to round a corner to the south. So heading in this kind of general direction. The other one freezes in place. Arrow is still sticking out. You can see a little bit of blood trickling from the wound, but she is unmoving.
Well, I caught one if we can interrogate.
Mm-hmm.
At least for now. We need to get closer because the spell can still break, but... As a bonus action, I would like to transform also into Chalice. And that gives off light, Zany. That gives off 10 feet of bright light and then 10 feet of dim light.
It does. Like that?
I mean, I guess Onyx Torch is so bright, though, compared to it.
All right. Anything else you
And
wanted?
that's going to be...
Perfect. Nide, you're up.
So where are they trapped? Like, they're trapped in front of...
They're in a room. So these are basically two lookouts that there's kind of like a room back in this complex that looks out over this intersection.
In front of Dadgoth, though? It's
In
like
front of Aeronite.
In front of Aaron Knight? Well,
Right there.
I don't know. Let me go ahead and. I guess I'll move 5, 10. Oh, I guess I can't see that room because that's a wall
Can't
there.
see- yeah, it's just a very narrow crack that they threw daggers through, and Dagoth was able to launch through. As you peer
Oh.
inside, though, you can see that there is two people. One of them is like mid sprint and frozen in place, and the other one is starting to round the corner to the south.
Okay, but to get into the room, it's in front of Radgoff, or I
No,
don't.
the only way anywhere that you have seen is the door in front of Zodek's torch.
Oh. Well, I guess let's move that way instead.
Yeah, I think there's a door right there.
It's just hard to tell. I don't know.
Yep, there's a door right over here.
Like by Zodek?
There's one right here, and then Zuni said a little bit ago that there's some kind of opening thing right there.
By the torch? Here?
Yeah, right here. Do you see my arrow? There's the door.
No, I don't see any
Yeah, I'm
arrow.
not seeing any arrows. Oh, what? Okay.
There you go.
Right now it just came through.
Okay.
Right there, big arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess let's just go to that then. So I just want to make sure. It's 10. Guess that's half my movement getting to there.
Yep. And you're gonna open the door.
I guess they know we're here, so I don't need to knock. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and yeah, why not? Let's open the door.
I need you to make a dexterity. I'm just kidding. The door swings open easily.
Vials of alchemy fire rattle.
Well, can I keep going? Because that was 15.
Yeah, you can keep going.
So, there's 20.
As you round the corner, you see that what looks like a tunnel leading off to the left with another door, and in front of you is another carved murder hole of sorts that you can see the person who Aeronite has frozen in place, just held there. You know, you can see her sides to you, and she looks like she's mid-jog.
Are they within reach if I get to the murder hole?
You can certainly try. It will be difficult if they're 5 feet back from it. So you probably have to like throw a weapon at them or something.
Oh yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that. But let's go ahead and move up to the murder hole. And that's all my movement. And I guess it's all ready attack if they get close to the murder hole. I don't know.
Okay, sounds good. Kansif.
Okay. Dadgoth, there's not a pathway up to the north of you, right?
There is.
But we haven't seen any movement come down that way.
We have not.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go the way of Nide right now.
Right, I see them.
Yeah. And then Zuni, I'm gonna use a key point to use dash as my bonus action. So I'm just gonna give me another 30 feet.
Okay. So is that your first 30 where you landed right there?
Yeah, and then I'll get another 30.
Okay. There's a door. There's the murder hole right in front of Knight, and then there's a door to his left.
I'm gonna bust it open.
Easy enough to do. It's a wooden door. It's not locked.
Okay. I'm just trying to be honest about my movement right now. Okay, so another 10.
As you round the corner to your left, you're kind of caught by this smell of like rotting meats and stuff like that. There's rusty weapons and threadbare clothing littering the floor in this area, which kind of serves as like a coat room / armory. But there's definitely some mildew and maybe some ruined meat that is sitting in there. somewhere. It's just kind of like a refuse room, as best you can tell. The hallway to your north continues upward, and you can almost make out this humanoid figure who's rounding the corner, running in your direction.
Got it. So Kansas been gagging right now, so she's gonna move forward 10 feet and then punch the person to her right.
Excellent. So yeah, as you round the corner, it is much like you would have expected. There is a guard room here with view access to the south, and then into the round room where you can just make out Aeronite. But this, as you round the corner, this cutthroat, who now comes into you, is kind of half elven with white hair, leather armor, and wielding a dagger. Kind of stops in her tracks and looks at you, and then kind of grits her teeth. What are you gonna do?
So I'm gonna punch him, and then I'm gonna spend another key point to attempt a stunning strike.
All right. Let's see that hit.
One second.
17 hits.
Let's go. Get stunned.
4 points of bludgeoning damage. And then what is the stunning strike effect? Are they just stunned, or is there a save?
Target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or be stunned until the end of my next turn.
Does it say the DC?
I think my DC, we had determined was, hold on, it's in my notes somewhere.
8 plus proficiency plus ability modifier, which is under key wisdom modifier. So it's 8 plus your proficiency of 3 plus wisdom mod.
Okay, so we are at 13.
All right, the target is stunned.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Okay, I can't do anything else now. Oh, wait, no, I lied. I think I can hit them again. And it does it.
Yeah, you can. Your offhand strike, yep.
Yeah.
That's gonna hit. Condition stunned means attack rolls have advantage. So yeah, you're good. 5 points of bludgeoning. I got it. And extract secrets. There is no vulnerabilities or immunities or anything like that to extract here.
God, they have a closet full of rotten meat, mildew, cloaks, and all this bullshit, and they have no secrets.
No,
I want to know like who their first kiss was or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I don't
give
think
any
that's what you're
personal
expecting.
secrets if there's no magic secrets to learn.
So how long does that stun last? Is it
Until the end of my next turn.
your next turn?
Yes.
All right, that's gonna take us to this cutthroat.
We know what cutthroats are. Aren't they like pirates or something?
Like cutthroats, Doza.
Hmm.
Just bad people.
They're ne'er-do-wells, ruffians,
Rapscallions.
highwaymen.
Highwaymen, okay.
They got highways.
Zadok,
Huh?
which direction are you looking?
The
Uh-oh.
correct way.
I decided
Whichever way the
to
enemies
look...
are coming from.
No, I decided to look down this tunnel because I'm assuming you guys are handling everything over there. I
see
just kind
too.
of... Okay.
The door to your east opens up, a gap in the wall just kind of pushes out of the way where you didn't see a door before, but one is now present, and the cutthroat pops out. You are not surprised by this, so no sneak attack damage.
I mean, I'm a little surprised, but I'm not caught off guard.
Probably craftsmanship at a hidden door more than
Yeah.
anything.
Honestly, I'm like, oh, I'm impressed. Okay.
All right, a 22 and a 23.
Both hit.
That's a 9 and 7 points of slashing damage as she pulls a. This is a small gray-skinned dwarvish female that pulls a short sword off her side and kind of smiles at you and then carves into your chest section twice.
Your chest section.
Don't love that.
Should have been a third time to be.
Love to see those. Like,
Zora?
yeah, the patient's got trauma to the chest section.
I hate you all. All right. Aaron, on hold person, when do they
We'll
save?
continue to monitor.
At the end of each of its turn, the target can make another wisdom saving throw at the end, though.
This motherfucker's eating over there.
I am. I mean,
All right, your target
I missed.
is going to roll a 13 against your DC to save against the hold person.
my spell save DC.
All right, so it is still held. That's its turn. This one is still stunned. That's its turn. Dozy, you're up.
Holy crap, about freaking time, dude. I'm taking a nap back here. Alright, Jesus. What was I even doing? I guess I'll use some movement right here because I can't see anything, so I'll move 20 feet right here. Oh, snap. That was... Oh, crap. Okay. So this is Zonic, so I'm going to Eldritch Blast this one in sight because I heard Zonic get cut in the chest section.
All right, let it rip. 2 attacks.
Wow.
I think that's definitely a miss.
I set myself on fire.
You blast Zodic in the back of the head. 24 hits.
13 points of damage.
Are you pushing?
Yes, I will push back 10 feet, thank you. Just to give Zonic some room there.
Alrighty. And then you think you still had 10 feet of movement and a bonus action.
Let's see. Is anyone super hurt right now? Dagoth? What are you looking like?
I'm pretty okay. I mean, I'm pretty okay for now.
Okay. Zodic?
I'm alright.
Marinite?
Perfect health.
Okay. I will stand down right now as of where I am. And turn.
Alrighty.
I don't even know where Airknight, or not Airknight.
Valak and Doza make perception check for you.
See everything. Why am I here? Insight check to that perception check. Who else is rolling perception?
Valak.
Sonic! Wake up!
Wait, okay, I got you. Perception.
So you both notice some movement from the hallway there, but
This hallway?
yeah, from the secret passage.
Hmm.
But not sure what it is. But you do catch the glimpse of movement in the shadows there.
Do we recognize what shape it is? Is it humanoid? Is it
Yeah, you can't really make it out from
Okay.
there.
just shapes? Okay.
Hey, Dad, throw a grenade in this little hole over here, please.
Do you have grenades?
Just
Grenade up.
kidding.
Wait, does Air Knight still have the anal bead?
Oh my god.
Daga, you're up.
Yep. All right.
Yes,
So
yeah.
I have.
Okay. Keep that handy.
So I don't see anything going on down this way, so I'm gonna take a couple steps back here. Which one? Is on, so the one in front of you, Valak, is that the one Onion stunned?
No.
No.
This is a guy that just popped out of the wall, pretty much.
Right, right.
Came out of nowhere.
Mhm.
Kool-Aid bandit out there, dude.
And if I go here, that's 20 feet. I came from there 5, 10, 15, 20. That's 4 squares. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a shot at whomever that guy is. Am I gonna be able to make that around Valak?
Yeah, we'll say you guys kind of like you've worked as a team enough here. You kind of give him a hey, duck, and then shoot over his head type thing.
Hell yeah, love to see that. All right, where is my character sheet? There.
Oh yeah, that hits all day.
Hey.
Wonderful. I will just go for the. What's this guy look like? What's he running here? Is he spooky daggers?
Yeah, daggers. Well, short swords, but there's a dagger on his hip.
Sure. Okay, but looks like for all intents and purposes a melee kind of guy.
Yeah, best you can tell.
Yep. And then I'm just gonna roll the straight damage on the straight attack. Whack.
Second shot.
Yep.
That will also hit. And did we say swarm attacks on every attack?
Yeah, swarm attacks on every attack, but I think the hunters.
Yeah, the hunter's mark is
yeah,
once
the
per
hunter's
round.
mark is once per round, and I think the favored foe is the same. But
Yep.
yeah, the swarm attack is when you hit.
Perfect. Another 3. You watch as Dagos arrows fly over your head and sink into the chest section of this grayish dwarven female. She is looking pretty rough, but still standing and kind of grits her teeth and ready to come at you. Anything else, Dago?
No, that'll be it for me.
And Valak?
Alright, so what I want to do is I'm not gonna move because I know that there's some movement in that little area to my I guess it would be my character's left. So I want to hold 2 attack actions. And if something were to happen to just pop out in front of me, could I surprise it by being ready to just like swing at it?
I don't think I can give you a surprise there, but because they know that you're there.
Okay.
But because you know that they're there, you also are not surprised.
Okay.
Advantage.
You beat their stealth check with your perception.
Gotcha. Okay. Alright, well yeah, I'm just gonna pretty much wait here with two melee attacks, just ready to swing for whatever pops out in front of me.
Great, a big dig
All right, perfect.
swing.
Aaronite, you're up.
Now I can't really hold person says it has to be line of sight. So as long as I can see this person, I can hold.
Does it say you have to? I don't think you. I think you can break line of sight once they're held, right? Choose a humanoid that you can see within range. The target must succeed. I don't believe it does. So the way concentration works is you've seen your target, you've cast a spell on them, now you're concentrating on it. I don't think that you need to maintain line of sight in order to maintain concentration.
I can cast another non-concentration spell while concentrating.
You can.
That's the wrong one. Let's move. I'm gonna blast the person to my south with a...
Alrighty, roll the hit.
Should be pre-made.
A 9 unfortunately misses. You watch as this arc of radiant energy flies through the hallway and scatters across the wall, kind of leaving your eyes slightly, like you have to rub them for a minute, almost like a flashbang went off in the area. When your eyesight returns, you can see that the cutthroat is there, just having dodged quickly out of the way of it.
As a bonus action, can I do Shillelagh on my...
Is that concentration?
Doesn't say that it...
Does not look like it is. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I'll buff my staff, and that's...
All right, sounds good. Nine, you're up.
Alright. I guess I'll just, come up and see if I can beat this guy with onion.
All right.
Gotta move my screen over. Alright. It's 15. Can I hit that guy from here, or do I need to move past? I guess I can move past.
Yeah, that's pretty tough. You'd probably have to move past.
15. I'll just move
Yeah,
right
there
there.
works. You got line of sight now on the one that has an arrow in its back and is in the grips of the whole person spell, as well as one that appears to be just stunned by Onion at the moment.
Alright, let's go ahead and hit the one that's stunned with my
Stunned?
talent here.
All right, it'll be with advantage because it's stunned. Natural 20. Roll damage. All right. Are you pumping that at all or no?
Sure. Let's go ahead and,
I mean, it is a crit, right?
Oh. Well, so both will crit, correct?
Oh, yeah. So we're talking 25 plus 25? 25 plus 25?
Yeah, I'm down for
50 points of damage.
Yeah, let's do that.
You're gonna fucking
in half,
miss.
dude.
Yeah, you watch as Nide runs into the room, just kind of nudges nonchalantly past you, Kansip, runs his hand over his sword and just kind of gives you a wink and looks at this target that you have stunned before he raises talon over his head and just cleaves it in two. You see two halves of the body just fall to the ground in either direction. The person who is right behind it under the effects of hold person can't move, but you can see this look of panic in its eyes that that you know all too well. It is just one of those things where it is just completely mortified. And what's more, the radiant energy that is coming off Nide's sword has completely cauterized the wound. So you have two halves of this body that are just not bleeding, lying there almost as if they're test dummies.
My
It is
goodness.
dead.
Well,
Shit, dude.
guess what? I'm gonna slap this other guy that's being held right there with
No.
my second attack.
Let him kill him. We need him.
Oh well, I'll do a non-lethal blow then.
Like
How
when
about
Dota
that?
slapped somebody to death.
Because can I do that and just basically knock him?
I mean, I can like try to extort some information out of him before you smack him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Can I do a non-lethal blow and just?
I mean-
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Just fucking cold cock him, dude.
I will warn you that any attacks against the creature will
Give him
have
an anoxic brain
advantage.
injury.
Will have advantage and auto crit.
Oh, but so it could kill him.
It's a non-lethal blow, but you turn him into a vegetable, dude. He can't even see.
It's just I feel like I'm wasting this second attack. Isn't there one in front of Zodic too?
Just cleave him in half, I say.
I think
course
there's
he's
one in
gonna
front of
say
Zodic.
that.
There's more people over there, and it's just me
Alright,
and Onion
just
here. What if we
fucking-
get jumped by something else? Like,
That's true. Just fucking chop him, dude.
yeah, I'm doing it. I'm chopping him.
You have
No!
advantage.
Oh, I got advantage though.
13. 13 misses.
Oh, and he
Oh
fucking whiffs.
my god.
Even if he's
Okay.
paralyzed?
Yeah, it's just advantage.
Whack.
Even with it was
That
the
is
link that
whack.
did it. It was the link.
Whatever. Onion's right here. We're good. It's her turn next. So I don't
Yeah,
even feel that upset. I was
So-
like, I gotta save one for you, you know.
So died. After this glorious moment, your adrenaline's pumping. You go to swing Talon again, and it slips out of your hand. And
No,
you're
I
just,
pick it back up though.
you pick it back up, and you're like, you look back over at Onion to see if she saw.
Thinking of like Nine raising it like high above his head and it gets stuck in the ceiling.
I can't zip you up.
Alright, so I'm stepping into the pool of blood in front of me.
There's no
There's
pool
no
blood.
blood. It's cauterized.
Cauterized
Cauterized.
instantly. It's
Okay.
clean. Clean.
That's a
Alright.
surgical cut.
Got like fucking congealed blood on my feet now. I don't have to buy a new outfit after all this.
Do you wear shoes, dude? I thought you.
I don't wear shit except civilian clothes.
No.
Alright.
Mommy.
Muscle mommy. Alright, so I'm gonna unarmed strike this guy, but I'm also gonna try and extort truth from him.
Yep.
So that's another key point.
All right, let's see your hit. 18 will hit, and it's gonna auto crit. So just roll me another d6. All right, 7. And this is another ashen-skinned dwarf. So what does extort truth give you?
So extort truth makes it so that they can't mask its true thoughts and intent. Here, hold on. So a bitch can't lie.
Hmm.
Okay, so this isn't the one where you are pulling secrets from. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
These are different secrets.
Now, is that also does that auto happen? The secrets one?
The secrets happen on a flurry of blows. I just had to double check that.
Okay, perfect. All right, so you got another attack here.
Alright, so before I hit this bitch again, who are you?
With each of its target. It's currently stunned and can't speak.
I can't speak, then I'm gonna punch him.
Yeah, so it just kind of looks at you with like this look of panic in its eyes, and
Break
the
his
eyeballs
legs.
are moving, but nothing else is. Right? It's kind of like one of those weird situations. So you get frustrated and punch it again.
I'll tell my friend to unleash you if you give us some information about what you're doing here. But until then,
16 hits.
So say swing and a miss.
No, advantage. All right, and add a d6 on that for the auto crit.
Oh my god, what a crit. Just got loaded dice.
All right, it is looking pretty rough. That punch is with the second punch. It looks like you just broke its jaw, and it's kind of like shifted off to one side, where normally he would like use his muscles to shift it back into place, right? But it just sticks there in this unnatural, kind of position. The nose is broken, the jaw is off to one side.
Now he can't tell us any.
oh, you can tell us some things. I'll make the beating stop if you just tell me what's going on here.
He can
He
try.
just kinda
fucking
looks at
knocked his jaw off.
Just surrender.
You're unable to do anything.
Just surrender,
teeth
even though
out.
you're paralyzed.
He just looks
Stop
at you, eyes
resisting.
wild.
You're committing a war crime right now, Onion.
All right, anything else you want to do?
Nah, I'm good.
For now.
Yeah.
All right. This person's going to move into your melee range, which triggers your auto attack at the same time as theirs. So we'll resolve them at the same time. So go ahead and roll your 2 attacks there, Zadok. Zadok, you there?
No.
He's dead.
But I'm here now.
9 and a 16. Do they hit?
No, both miss.
All right, and we triggered your auto attack or your held action. So go ahead and roll those.
Right.
That's
There's one. There's two.
auto hits. And that will hit. Roll damage on both. right, so she runs forward to this gray-skinned dwarvish female runs forward and tries to slash at you. You pull out your axe. You were holding an action specifically waiting for somebody to come into your melee range. You, with your first slice, chop off her hands, and the short sword falls to the ground before you just kind of grin and just take your second slice straight through and decapitate.
KO.
My God, dude, he's just lobbing heads.
All right. At the end of this cutthroat's turn, it's going to make a wisdom save. It is still held.
Sucks.
All right, Dozer, you're up.
Where's this guy at, and do I want to kill him? I don't even know where this guy's at. Is he over here, or I can't see?
You can hear the sound of skirmishing from the northeast.
Northeast. That's west, right? Never
Northwest.
eat
Northwest. Yep.
soggy wheat.
Northwest.
Boy Scout does, they call
That's
it.
right.
Shredded wheat, bro. Never eat shredded wheat.
Or soggy waffles. Alright, I'm just gonna mosey on over here. Wait, how much movement was that?
Make a perception check.
Oh. Oof.
All right,
Brad.
as you get one step closer, you can now see that there is in fact a cutthroat that is hiding around this corner.
Oh, damn. Can I see where?
Yes, I just made it visible to you.
You did?
Wait.
Like, here or
No, right. Hold on.
here?
Yeah, right there.
This dude?
Yeah.
Okay. Sonic, watch out. I mean, guy who I think is Sonic. I don't know. You.
Phallic.
Alec. So that's not the one where he chopped off the hand and head, right? That's not the same one?
No, this is
Okay.
This is something different.
Alright. I tell Valak, get your head down.
And I dunk my head.
First roll, Eldritch Blast.
15, I think, is a hit. Yeah, 15 hits.
And it singes Valak's hair, if he has any.
All right, are you pushing?
I don't think I can push because he's against the wall, so...
Well, you can certainly try. It would probably move him out of line of sight of you.
Negative. So I'm gonna try and hit him again. Yeah!
That'll do it. Minus 11.
And this time I do want to push him back. Or is he dead?
No, he is not dead, but he is pushed out of your line of sight.
Okay.
And so you still have 25 feet of movement and a bonus action.
Everyone's gonna announce still. Yes. Okay. Gonna hold steady then. And turn.
All right. Now she is aware that she is seen. This human female comes out and takes 2 swings at you, Valak, which both miss, and that's going to be her turn. Jaggoth, you're up.
Alrighty, so sorry, is it this same token that's in front of Alec again?
Yes.
That's one. Okay. Yeah, I will also. I haven't seen my favorite foe target. Right? Was that one of the? Was that the one that Nide chopped in half?
No, you can sense that your favorite foe target is still active, but you have not seen it.
Well, I'm gonna deal with the threat in front of me, and I'm gonna take a shot.
Wait.
Oh!
I'm gonna wheel Dadgoth so he gets an extra D.
Wheel me, Aeronite. Wheel even.
All right. So you can use it on an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
Tight. All right.
Just basically add a d6.
Can I hold it, or does it have to
Yeah,
be on the next one?
You can hold it.
Okay. Does a 25 hit?
Well, hold on. Whenever a creature you can see within 30 feet of you is about to make an attack roll, a saving throw or ability check, add it to the number. So no, you have to use it here.
Oh. Does a
So a
5 hit?
30 hits. Yeah.
All right. Cool. And I guess that will be.
Looking pretty rough.
17. Does that one actually?
I-17 will hit, yep. And 7 points is enough. That will take that one off the board as the arrow sinks into its chest cavity with this sickening kind of popping thud. And there's just a gurgle before it falls over.
Alrighty.
Movement or bonus actions or anything of the sort?
I don't think so. Yeah.
All right, Valak, you're up.
Oh, I'm muted. Sorry. Oh. Is everything dead?
Best you can tell. You could ask your friends. You haven't seen Knight or Kansas for a while.
You know what? I'm gonna go clear out this hidden room on my left. I don't see anything in here.
Yeah, no. So you make your way through the secret passage or the secret door into what is basically a guard station. As you do, though, you pass by some stairs that lead down into another area that you have yet seen. It's basically this large open room, which in the middle of this, kind of otherwise empty room is a stone pillar carved with a small symbol that you can barely make out with your dark vision. It's this purple, perfect circle with 10 equidistant spokes radiating outward from its circumference. In the middle of the circle is this smaller circle indentation that bears kind of a passing resemblance to like a lidless eye.
Alright, well.
And then you can see two double doors that are closed on the far side to the east.
Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna stay right here. And I guess ready a defensive attack if something tries to come out.
Okay, sounds good. Aeronite, you're up.
I'm gonna mosey on over to where my hold. Oh, I see him now. I'm gonna cancel the hold. I can do that, right? I can break my concentration.
Yeah, you can break concentration anytime.
All right, I'll break my concentration on hold. I'm gonna tell Onion and Nide, hey, you should grab this guy now and then take. Or woman now.
Yes, sir. Aaronite, sir.
This one's a male. I just didn't have time to do
That's
individual
fine, okay.
tokens. It's a male, gray-skinned, ashen-skinned dwarf. Best you can tell. All right, that takes us to you, Knight.
Well,
I want to do a guidance spell.
Okay, on whom?
I'm gonna cast guidance on.
All right.
Maybe that'll help with your.
can I tie this guy up? Like, is that a thing? Like,
You can try to grapple him. He's gonna resist.
well,
It'll
Pretty strong.
It'll be an opposed strength check. Yep.
Oh, I'm gonna try to hold him. Then
Alright, so just roll straight strength. Or let's roll athletics.
athletics. Oh my goodness. Athletics is strength, anyways. Ah,
Yeah, it's strength based, but you get to add proficiency. They rolled a 16, so you are able to subdue them and grapple them. That means that you are kind of like behind them, holding their arms at their sides type situation. And I would say, given the situation, their stature and your height, you probably have like picked them up off the ground a little bit.
so I'm holding him here, so Onion can interrogate him. So I don't see any, I don't think there's an immediate threat, so I'm just gonna hold this guy and let Onion do her thing.
All right. With that, I'm going to go ahead and take us out of initiative order. So feel free to move about within reason. Don't go exploring the entire place. All right. So what is happening?
I'm gonna push the dude to the floor.
Well, Nide's holding him kind of aloft.
That's one Onion.
Alright, then I'm gonna tie him up because I got rope in my bag.
Okay. So as Nide's holding him and he's kind of kicking and squirming a little bit, you start looping the rope around his midsection, work his way up. Nide sets him down. Tie his ankles and his wrists, that kind of thing. Arms are tied at his side.
Then I throw him to the ground.
And you just set him down and kick him, and he falls over backwards.
Okay, so you heard me the first time. Who the fuck do you work for?
Who does number 2 work for?
He kind of looks at you and says, "With all due respect, I couldn't speak at that moment. I don't think that this is entirely called for. It was just business, you see. The head of this is Grumshar. If you have complaints, you can talk to him.
Who is Grumjar?
Grumshar. He's the
I'm not
Punch
from
him,
here.
Onion. Don't let him correct you. Punch him.
he's
Grumshar.
Grumshar. Yeah, he's the head of our little band here, I guess.
What is your little band?
We're just a group of businessmen.
What kind of business do you do?
A little of this, a little of that.
I'm gonna need you to get specific.
That's as specific as I can be. He starts to be very evasive.
Can I grab him by the jaw?
Sure.
Alright, I'm grabbing him by the jaw.
As you do, he can't speak when you grab him by the jaw, which is broken at this point. Lets out this kind of wince in pain, like a "Oh!" As I assume your fingers are in his mouth and your thumb underneath his chin,
Yes.
kind of poking through his beard.
I'm gonna ask you again. What kind of business do you do?
Do you take your hand out of his mouth?
Yes.
All right. No business that concerns you.
I mean, what do you know about me? Nothing. You don't know what concerns me. Good morning.
I'm gonna
alright?
grab. I'm gonna kind of grab Onion, pull her back a little bit, whisper in her ear, maybe we should we can attract more flies with honey, right? Maybe we could bribe them to pay us. I don't know, get some information out of them.
Is Aaronite my good cop?
Maybe.
Then Kansas gives Aaronite an elbow to the forehead. Get out of my business.
Yeah, so he's still under the effects of whatever extort truth, I think it's called, right?
Yep.
So he can't lie to you, but he knows he's under the effects of it, and you can tell that he is just not wanting to answer your questions, if that makes sense.
No, I get it.
So he's being super evasive about it. Is the vibe you're getting?
If you're not gonna tell me your business, what is the name of your organization?
We are the Myriad.
Now, was that so fucking hard?
No, no. But our
One of
business
his
is our
teeth
own.
out, Onion.
Doesn't seem to be shy about being a member of the Myriad, which is kind of odd. You know, it's not common for gang members to profess they're gang members. Essentially, you know what I mean?
You just gotta break their jaw and then stuck your fingers in their mouth a couple of times.
Right, right.
You there? You're a member of the class, young lad.
You there, young citizen.
Break his kneecaps, Dago.
I'm still waiting for it. Onion has a perfect opportunity to break some legs, and she's not taking advantage of it.
Lawful good dozer.
Sad, honestly.
He already broke his jaw.
Break it again.
And Zuni, just as a meta question, so I get it right in my notes. So Grumshar, given that this guy's in the Myriad, would be the head of the whole shebang, or
Well,
at least
so
like
it's
cluster.
Grumshar, GRUM''SHAR, and think about from what you gather, this is like a cell, right? So that he would
Right.
be like the underboss of their little cell.
Got it. Okay. So what are you doing in Eamon? Most people don't have a closet full of rotten meat and mildew. Not even
Yeah.
gangs.
Yeah, we need to clean that up at some point, but
You've
It's
been
not
having
a
that
top
conversation for a while because you got growth on the floor.
yeah, it's pretty disgusting. These guys, I can't say that I'm completely blameless. Yeah, at this point, the effects are kind of he's starting to be a little bit loose-lipped with you because it's not something he's trying to guard. He's like, I'm not completely blameless. I'm messy as well, but we really do need to clean it up. It is kind of disgusting, that kind of thing. But when you ask him about what they're doing in Amman, he said, "We're just here on business."
Aaron, you want to take a stab at this?
Well, we're also here on business, and we're looking for somebody. Have you seen any well-dressed people through these?
I might have.
Kansas is going to set him up on the table, but by touching him is going to put extort truth back on him. But I don't have to injure him to do it, just for the record.
Yeah, just mark up the key point.
Yep.
Well, we can patch you back up and send you on your way if you can provide us with information. We won't hurt you.
He says, "Listen here, if I give you anything, they'll kill me anyway. It doesn't matter. I'm a dead man."
We're gonna kill you if you don't give us information.
At least I'll be loyal to the end.
Some dude named Grumshar?
You could join us.
Make a deception check.
Cast guidance on yourself,
I'm
Aaron.
being
I-
The newest edition of the Order
a
of the Vibes. This guy.
Guy.
If you're being
Some
truthful,
random-
make a perception check then. Or persuasion, sorry. They're both modifiers of one, so I'll take your first roll. He looks at you and says, "No offense, but
Fuck off.
the adventuring life is not for me."
Hey, guys, we gotta kill him.
Well, guys, I'm out of ideas. Doza, collect some fingers.
Alright. Aaron, can you hand me my finger shears? Hand me the anal bead. You know what this is? I'm not gonna get anything out of this guy. He knows too much already.
I mean, he said he may have seen somebody well dressed pass through these parts, and so he has information still.
Junie, I'm gonna grab the head of his dead comrade and walk into the room with it in an attempt to intimidate him.
Okay. What do you say to him?
Let me think real quick. Okay. Hey, have you ever swallowed a sword before?
Make an intimidation check. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Pretty intimidating.
He says, "Listen, leave me unspoiled, and I'll tell you what I know."
What does unspoiled mean?
I think you're gonna tell us what you know, and then we'll decide what happens afterwards.
Now leave me unharmed, unspoiled, and I'll just be on my way after I tell you what I know.
You know, I've been listening to this conversation the whole time. You haven't told my friends anything useful. And honestly, I just want to kill somebody else. Like, I killed 2 of your friends.
Fucking blood drum.
If you're not gonna give us any information, what use are you to us? Like, obviously, we just erased all your friends. We erased you. None of it ever happened. We can keep go exploring this cave, but you can tell us some information, and then you know what? I'll let our little druid friend over there decide what happens to you, because he seems like he's on the nice side or whatever. But you know, I could show you how to swallow a sword, or you could give us some information.
He looks kind of pensively at you and then looks at you, Aeronite, and says, "All right, if the decision lies with you, unharmed and unspoiled. Deal?"
That's fair. We need information. We don't need to kill. What do you guys?
These people attacked us out of nowhere, Aaron. He's not a good dude, man.
He's not a good dude.
Well, we do need to know. It would be good to know where Floon went.
If he
Yeah,
gives
the
us-
more we know,
Okay, I'm not saying we don't get information from him, but
those you don't have to kill everybody.
I'm not the one claiming to shove a sword down his throat.
Yeah, and I will if he doesn't give us some information.
Give us what we need, buddy, and I'll cast a healing spell on you, and you can get out.
Tell him he has to give us all of his money, though.
We could steal his money right now.
And he has to get naked.
Lawful good.
Those are making it weird again.
Lawful good does it.
That is lawful good.
All right, he looks at you, Aeronite, and says, "It's a fair bargain. Information for my life." And he says, I'd shake your hand, but he's tied up currently. Could you release me at least?
No. Information first.
Oh, we can. He's not going anywhere. There's like, oh, we're all.
It doesn't matter. He has not given us a single source of useful information. Why are we going to give him the least
has
bit
what
of
we need.
kindness? It doesn't.
One time,
Okay.
and I'm gonna like half cock a Eldritch Blast in my hand, like behind my back, in case he tries to bolt.
Think about it
Or
this
do anything
way.
funny.
His friends tried to kill us. He's already on our bad side. He hasn't done a single good thing to get on our good side. Why are we going to do anything nice for him? We just kill him, and we go on our way. Or he does something nice for us, and then we're even Steven. Maybe then we can negotiate something. But right now, he's on the bad side. So, you know.
I would not want to work at Exotic Stories.
Yeah, he kind of shuffles his body a little, like so that his back's not to Valak, but his eyes are directly on you, Aeronite. He says, "So we have a deal then."
It's I'll agree.
All right. So, what I know is that there was a fine-dressed young man who was brought down here not more than a day ago. As I understand it, there was some bit of information that he had that Grumshar was looking for. In fact, Grumshar was so keen on that, he's so convinced that he would have this information that he even called in the top brass to come witness the interrogation. Um, I don't know how it's going or anything else beyond that. I'm just stationed here as a guard. Was told to not let anybody through. That's all I know, I swear it.
Do you know which direction they?
Yes, off to the north. You'll pass through a couple of rooms of bunks, past the latrine, and then down to the south is kind of the main chamber where they're likely interrogating.
Thank you for the information. I'm gonna cut it.
Hang on, I'd like to insight check just to make sure he's telling the truth.
I'll cast guidance.
Let's go, Doza.
Oh, doesn't matter, dude.
Yeah.
I don't need your stinking guidance.
He is, as you watch this whole thing from apparently still in the circular room.
Yeah. Here I am, guys.
Here I am. I'm watching.
Hey, I've been here the whole time.
You can see that he's visibly nervous. Still seems to be under the effects of extort truth, so he is incapable of lying at the moment. He is telling the truth.
Okay, I wasn't sure if he was pulling some black magic on us or something.
So as you cut loose the ropes, he starts kind of rubbing his wrists where they were, and holding his nose and his jaw, where trying to get his nose switched back into position. And he kind of looks at Kansif and Nide tentatively, and then, well, if you'll excuse me, I'll be on my way then.
Kansas is shooting daggers and flexing.
Wait, before you go, and I want to hand him the head of his friend. Give this to your boss.
No offense to you, sir, but I don't plan on stopping to see the boss. I think that I'm gonna be on my way. It seems like you guys are probably gonna deal with him, and I don't want to be around to see it.
All right, do it yourself.
Thank you.
Zodic,
Thank you for the offer.
Zodic shoots the head like a 3-pointer into the corner.
I'm not gonna
jump shots the head into the corner like basket.
Alright, and he starts heading out.
I'll let him pass. Whoever, which way.
God, I want to shoot an Eldritch Blast. That's so
Nah.
What's wrong with you, Liza?
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with Zodic?
Hey.
Guy just pulls his fucking head out and says, I'm gonna fucking...
I didn't. I had this good cop, bad cop.
Whatever, dude. You've
Where
gone
did you go,
soft there, mate.
Zuni? Are those stairs in front of me? Is that what that is?
The ones that were, where did he go?
Yeah.
You watched as he came to what is a very narrow tunnel. So right there, there's a very narrow tunnel that he's a small dwarf. He was able to squeeze through.
Gotcha.
And you watch as he kind of tentatively walks past each of you, but Dagoth, as soon as he's kind of past you a little bit, his pace quickens and he starts kind of scurrying out.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Away he goes. Hopefully never to be seen again. And I pick the bodies out here while I'm all alone.
The onion special, we call that.
The onion.
He learned from the best.
Yeah, I think of my old pal.
Onion the thing's rolling her eyes right now.
I finally earned that.
Old lawful good dad got desecrating the dead.
You know.
All right, go ahead and roll investigation.
Oof.
Yeah, so throughout the three bodies, you find a total of about 31 gold pieces. There's basic armor and basic swords, nothing that looks to have any magical properties or anything like that, which you could also pick up. Doesn't look like much of it was too badly damaged. There wasn't spells flying around or anything like that.
Well, I put the gold in the college fund, and I keep it moving.
Alrighty. Your celestial form drops here tonight. Alright, where to, boys and girls?
Hey guys, I saw this really weird looking orb thing in the room kind of near us. You guys want to check it out?
Yeah, let's go look at the orb.
Alright. Follow me. Oh wait, I'm gonna pick up my torch and bring it into the room over here with me. Can't go down the stairs for whatever. Go.
I'm just gonna attach it to your character. Give me 1 second.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
I think that worked.
Should I be able to click it? Or move, is it?
Maybe it didn't work. I don't know.
I don't know, but for the time being, it works.
I don't know. I'm just gonna put it there.
That's fine, yeah.
All right, yeah. So when you guys enter into this, the rest of you see what he saw. It's this basically it's an empty room with this stone pillar carved. It has this small symbol carved into it that you immediately notice. It is the pentagon shape with a small circle in the middle, and then there's spokes radiating outward from it. Those of you guys who are in the know would recognize as the symbol of the myriad. Let me see if I still have that handout. I do. Looks like that. So the small circle in the middle on this one is an indentation that almost looks like it's been modified, and it looks almost like a lidless eye. So that is there. But everything else looks very similar to that image. To the east, there is 2 double doors. You also see doors to the north and to the west.
Zuni, as a ritual, could I do detect?
Sure. It'll take about 10 minutes. Everybody make a perception check while Air Knight does that.
Toast is not
Picking my-
perceiving shit.
I'm just picking my nose, man.
Yep.
Yeah, so everybody except Doza. Doza's like off in a corner kicking rocks. The rest of you guys can hear voices coming from the room to the west. And you can
Y'all
see
hear
the
that?
flicker of light underneath the doors a little bit. It sounds like there's maybe a few voices in there. As far as detect magic, you a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that there's magic, and you learn. Yeah, so there's nothing in the area here other than the pillar that gives off any type of aura. The pillar itself does have a faint glow around it.
I'd like to convey that information to my friends, guys. The pillar has got a little bit like latent magic, which should be interesting because we haven't encountered, as far as I can recall, any myriad that are using magic. So
The
maybe
school of magic is conjuration.
conjure. Who was the leader? The guy said gun.
I'm dragging.
Dragon. Grumshar.
Drumshar. Maybe he. I don't know. Maybe he's a caster or something, or a higher up might be like a wizard. Wasn't we fought the myriad underneath the castle, right? And the leader, Glass Staff, he was a wizard, right, or something. So maybe it's another wizard or something that they.
It could also be because they summoned the other like higher leaders that maybe they conjured them over to this area.
Well, why is the pillar glowing though? Right? Like you think like a summoning circle or summoning area? Did they summon them here?
That's my guess, but I don't know shit about fuck when it comes to magic, so If you need me to punch it, I'll punch it.
I mean, are
Punch
any of
the
you
pillar.
guys can any of you guys do like an investigation thing on the pillar to see if maybe you know what it does? Any of you guys? And those are the warlock. You seem like you know something about magic.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I can investigate a pillar. Got 4 in investigation.
Well, give it a look. See if you know what this is all about.
all
To
right,
me,
all right. Everybody stand back.
I'm gonna
just a
cast guidance
symbol.
on Doza because he's.
What are you trying to do, Doza?
I have no idea. What am I trying to do?
I
Yep,
think it
that's a
reflects-
pillar.
Yeah, it reflects the role.
Yep, I look at. Oh, let's see, roll. Was it
What are you
1d6?
trying to discern? Because it may not be investigation.
Zotic, what did you want me to look for again?
Well, Aeronite says there's magic coming from the pillar, or like because he detected some kind of magic from the pillar. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was just like, well, Doza, you're magical. Maybe look at the pillar. Does it look like anything you've seen before?
Well, remember, I'm not magical by. I'm magical by like gift, and I kind of like just stumbled upon it, so I'm not as magical as say like late friend the wizard would be. But
So
ooh,
phony.
yeah, it's pretty bad.
Damn it. All right, never mind.
So I'm like I'm just trying to see if I recognize any of the magic, I guess, or
So that would be
if
an
I might
Arcana.
have seen it
Yeah,
anywhere.
that would be an Arcana.
Oh. Okay. Well, can I do an Arcana instead then, or
Yeah,
this? All right.
13.
You have guidance plus one.
Best you can
Oh,
tell.
1d, right.
Oh, plus the 1d4.
1d4, not 1d6. My bad. 3. Okay.
Okay, 16.
So,
So
I'm
this-
going to see just if I've recognized this kind of magic before, if I've seen it anywhere, if I've, my patron is like told me about it or something like
No,
that.
it's not anything that you recognize immediately. From what you can gather, it does seem to be tied to some type of transportation, teleportation, something along those lines. But
Maybe I've just heard it in passing. I don't really know too much about it.
It's not something that you have intimate knowledge about, but you can kind of make it out based on some of the arcane glyphs and runes that that you're finding, inscribed around the pillar and things like that. That it has something to do with teleportation, transportation of some kind, something like that. As you guys are doing this, Doza is heading up to the pillar and kind of examining it. Aeronite's finishing up. You immediately all hear this sickly voice echoing in your minds. It is disturbing and it is unhinging slightly. And you hear a so I guess that we have guests.
God, not again.
Welcome.
Shit, guys, we're going to the other world.
Are we going to the upside down?
The upside down. That sounds like.
Can we talk back to it?
You can certainly try. As you guys are kind of looking about at you for a moment, thinking,
Did everyone else hear that, or did I
Yeah.
just hear that?
Hated it, frankly.
Who are you?
Are you French?
Are you French? Are you French?
Oh,
as you do that, the door opens into the next room, and there before you is a half-orc male who is in kind of like wizard's robe and has his hair pulled back into a ponytail. You can make out that he has with him a ashen-skinned dwarf who is with him. Behind him, you can see tied to a chair an individual in fine dress with kind of a gold auburn hair. There's kind of threadbare curtains that are hanging on the east wall of this kind of long hallway that you can see from here. And this muscular half orc is in almost dingy robes. It's kind of odd, but you definitely do see that he has his foot on the chest of this human male with this wavy red blonde hair. There's kind of this fire that burns in Grumshar's eyes as he looks at you guys, and as Floon is kind of squirming helplessly beneath him. As this is all unfolding, you see kind of not walking, but more hovering into view, this creature with purple rubbery skin and large white eyes with 4 tentacles that are kind of flipping back and forth unnaturally where its mouth should be, holding what looks like a little brain that has legs extended from beyond it. He's kind of cradling it and gently caressing it as this disembodied brain appears to be a pet of his. And he says, "Well, I think that our time has come to a close, Grumshar. You have failed." And then you watch as he raises his hand and casts a spell, which you do not recognize.
Spell.
You can certainly try.
No.
You sure?
Do it.
Let her rip.
Let it rip. Let it rip.
Let her rip. What?
All right, counter spell.
All right.
All right, let it rip. Dude. Counter spell.
Yeah, it is not a 3rd level spell.
Oh, okay. So I just wasted a spell slot for nothing. Thanks, Aaron.
No, you get to roll, right? So that you have to roll and beat an 18.
Okay. So what do I just roll? 1d20? Or what?
D20 plus your spell casting modifier, I think.
Which is 8 spell tech bonus. Is that it?
1 second. Spell casting ability. So what is you use charisma, so it'll be D20 plus your spell casting ability.
So
It's not
5.
an attack. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, no. So you watch as this kind of shimmering wall splits the room in 2. You, Doza, are kind of in its path, and it shoves you backwards,
Ah.
separating kind of the room from corner to corner.
Do I take any damage from that?
I'm checking right now. One moment.
Shouldn't have asked, man.
I know.
When you say corner to corner, do you mean like
You take 40 points of unknown damage.
that?
Yes, that's what I mean. Exactly. No, you do not take damage from it.
You might just
But-
like stunned or something like that.
No.
He
You're just
wants something bad.
on the
I'm
on that
expecting
side.
something bad, like some kind of
So there's-
repercussion, dude.
It's just this invisible wall of force that springs into existence and pushes you backwards. You can kind of see an almost ethereal shimmering that appears.
Okay.
The creature sets down his little pet,
God, no.
and
Why would
then-
Dad God do this to me?
begins to kind of float in your direction, where he reaches out and takes what looks like. Aaron, I make a perception check.
Wait, the brain is reaching towards me?
No,
Mind flare.
brains in the bag.
Brain's in the bag.
Another room with the.
Yeah, he takes out a stone. You can't really see what it is. Sets it into the recess in the statue, and there is a portal that springs to life on the southern wall. That's like 4 feet wide and just kind of dark and glowing with this kind of black mist that's rolling forth from it. Eventually, he kind of hovers over and he says, "You can play with my pet for now."
Oh God. Who are you?
Farewell. And
No
he
way.
steps
Who are you?
through the portal and disappears. As he does that, the wall of force also disappears. The portal closes, and you are now in initiative
Wait, with the brain?
with stuff in the room, which we will get to next time.
No!
Little Matt Mercer action there.
So,
Find out next time
find out next time.
on Order of the Vibes. Dude, I'm gonna kick that brain's ass.
All right.
It doesn't have one. It's just a brain.
I'm just gonna kick its brainy ass, dude. I'm gonna fucking play basketball with that brain.
Dos is trying to.
Dude, look at that! Dude, what the hell? It's
Dude,
got
look at all
legs.
the wrinkles. Why doesn't mine look like that?
Dude's got so much wisdom.
It's just a brain with leggies, dude. Are those chicken legs?
Those are chicken legs, man.
There he is.
My new pet.
Emoted.
All right. We will have to pick that up next time because my wife is not feeling well and it is late. She needs to go to bed.
Yep.
She doesn't want me jabbering
I
while
think
she
we all
tries to
need to
sleep.
go to bed after that. I need to digest this brain.
The gang interrogates and meets the brain.
Alright, we're gonna capture this brain and ask it to join us, dude, so we have a little pet brain.
Gotta learn its secret.
And it'll definitely speak to you through its mouth hole.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine it would just communicate telepathically like all brains do.
That is what brains do.
I was thinking the same thing, Ned. The brain from
It's Krang. It's Krang
Yeah,
from
Krang.
Ninja Turtles.
Krang, dude.
Do we want to try to play Monday or Friday next week?
I need to look at my schedule and get back to you guys. But like I mentioned, we so the guy that does the raid that, you know, I think half of us are going to right now hit me up about maybe helping out their Monday,
Mhm.
which works out well because it's earlier and so maybe we can get some more guildies in that type of thing. So I told
Wait,
him
is it
that-
an Axe 25?
Yeah. So it would be Mondays at 10:30. Yeah, 10:30
Jesus
Eastern.
Christ.
But it's only NAC, so it would only run 2 hours ish, something like that.
Okay.
And so I